Hi, dear Liv. I'm so excited to get to read for you. You know how much I love reading, and reading for you is an extra special treat. So to get to do it again so soon is just a gift. So thank you. You know how much I love it. So I thought as I was feeling into it that rather than go straight for the question you asked, to do a mind, body, spirit reading, which is a little bit of a shift from what we did last week with the chakra reading. Um, I don't know if I've done one of these before for you or if you're familiar with them, but um, I kind of see as the mind and the heart, kind of this flow in between this part of you, and then the body is being not just your body, but also your environment. So looking at like a little bit more broad than just the body itself. So like kind of like the physical components present within the reading. And then spirit, for the mind, body, spirit part, I see as almost like advice or just messages from your guides, like basically a reflection and an understanding that comes from beyond the veil. So hopefully that feels resonant. Was really feeling an energy of earth coming in for you as I was setting up this reading, and I felt like smoky quartz or even rutilated quartz would be a stone to work with right now, like kind of having a quartz component but having that more grounded feeling. So yeah, if you have a piece of smoky quartz, I would offer that energy feels like it would just kind of help draw out, the negative or the energies that aren't serving you as much. So yeah, I just really felt that energy of earth. And even as I set up, just like um the scents I used and the candle even is like a very, like, it's brown even. It kind of matches that smoky quartz, but just feeling a lot of earth energy, like this grounding energy coming in. And I love earth energy too, because Mama Earth supports us all. I've been reading this book, and like the image that comes to mind, they were talking about how Mama Earth is like much like a possum, and how possums carry their young on their back, and you just see little baby possums bobbing along on Mama's back. And then Mama Earth is like that. She carries all of us. And we just bob along on her back, and she's there supporting us and carrying us along. And I don't know, I felt like I was supposed to share that with you too. So see if that resonates. All right, I'm going to use, I don't have the box, it is long gone on this deck. And the book, I have no idea. And I've got a fuzzy attached to my finger. That was pretty cute. Yeah, the book is long gone too. So I like this deck. I've had it for, I think, as long as I've been reading tarot. So hopefully it resonates for you. There's a lot of fairy energy, and I know we both have such a deep connection with the fae. So it feels like a perfect deck. And again, it's that earth energy kind of coming through for you. So I didn't even think about that until, I just started shuffling here. So, and aren't the backs pretty too, with like a little heart? It's just so pretty. So kind of Celtic knot sort of thing. So all right, dear one. So let me take a moment and just drop in and connect with your energy. Just breathing, feeling almost a taproot extending from my lower region. And you can do this too, just extending deep into Mama Earth, pushing through all the layers. Take another deep breath. And just feeling it connect with the earth and the water and the dirt. Beautiful dirt that holds our ancestors, that holds all the knowing of the earth. And just pushing down deep, deep, deep into the core of the earth, the warm core of the earth. And then breathe in and feel that warm energy flowing up into your feet, into your calves, into your knees, your thighs, your hips. Breathing it into your root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Just feeling that earth energy fill you and ground you. And I just ask for our well ancestors and our spirit guides to be present in this reading to give clarity and understanding as to what's going on with Liv's shoulders, neck, and base of the head. I feel Kuan Yin coming in, and maybe even a little bit of Kali Ma, which is, that energy of releasing that which doesn't serve us. Feeling the energy of the moon, and for certain, the fae that wish to help. And I ask that all that comes through today will give us clarity and insight, will be for the highest and widest good, and as always, harming none. So may it be. All right. Okay. So, yes, we'll do the mind, body, spirit to start. And then we'll kind of branch out from there, maybe ask the question specifically for a card. But I just thought it would give kind of a nice, like, base understanding. And then if anything's reflected in the card where we ask the actual question, I feel like it'll just give that grounding and that understanding that I think will be really helpful. So, all right, there's the mind card. Looking for the body and spirit. Okay. Okay, so for in the mind position here, okay, there we go. I felt the energy of Kalima coming in. Isn't that interesting? And the tower to me really is, and here it's called the blasted beech tree, which I think is kind of a really neat shift on the name. You know, it's like the beech tree here, and it's just this very poignant image of almost these fairies like losing their home. So I would say in your mind there and your heart, like I said, this is kind of that connection between mind and heart. As we look into this, we see this like things shifting, like where once the Fae found a home and a place of security and belonging, it's now like they're almost being asked to find something else and to call a new place home. So I'm not feeling in a way, Liv, that this is like an actual, like you need to move, because this is in the mind and heart place. It's almost like it's a shift of the spirit or a shift of your own being. And I feel it may be about letting some beliefs go that are not helping you right now. And we'll see if like this carries through to like kind of affecting, but I do kind of feel like this tension in this area where there's almost like a holding of yourself up, like a need to hold yourself. And maybe that's why the energy of the earth was coming through so strongly, that there is perhaps a belief here where you feel you have to carry yourself and you have to do the work and you have to, like I keep saying have to, like there's this feeling of shoulds and have tos, and that there's more support available for you. And it's almost like a releasing of your own body, a releasing of your thoughts, a releasing of, like there's almost a tension in the heart, like you have these feelings of obligation or these feelings of you have to walk a certain way for things to unfold in the way they should. And so I would offer to you that there's a surrendering that almost needs to come through, and a feeling that you can facilitate and you will be part of it, but you don't have to do everything right. And you don't have to be responsible for so many different little things. And that as you just yield, like the word that I feel so beautifully is yield, as you yield to these energies that are wanting to come through and to shift things, it will be this beautiful unfolding. And there's no need for you to do everything right, if that makes sense. And I think that is something, you know, that is so prevalent so often, you know, that we have to do the right steps and you have to do the right things, and you keep thinking the right thing, the right stuff, the right, you know, no, it's just a matter of yielding to that beautiful energy that is already present around you. And that's what I feel. It's almost like where you once like found like, okay, I feel secure in knowing what I need to do. Like as you release that, it's tricky, it's hard, it's very difficult to release that. But as you release that, it's almost like I see this beautiful white river of light. And it's almost like you just falling into that river and being carried along, and looking up at the sky and suddenly realizing it's not about you walking and you putting down the right steps and you doing the right things. It's about just surrendering. And in that way, your energy, like you add your energy to this beautiful flow of energy, and there's this merging of energy, and suddenly things are completely shifted and different, and there's this energy of ease. It's interesting with that earth energy coming through in the beginning. There's just a real need to like let go and allow earth to carry you. And I see this light too, this light river. I don't know if I'm describing it very well, but I really see like the banks of the river, and then this sparkling white light water energy. It's not really water, but it's just like just kind of bubbling, and it's so beautiful and sparkly. And if you can just like allow yourself to fall into it and flow, that it's going to be a lot more easeful for you. You do not have to do everything perfectly. You do not have to do everything right. You do not have to carry through a certain regimen of steps. And I don't know if, you know, I even had someone say that to me a couple weeks ago. She's like, well, that's nice you're following the breadcrumbs and all with, I was talking to her about what I'm trying to do with my Instagram and my Etsy and everything. She's like, that's nice and all, but you need to have a plan. And suddenly that just hit me so dissonantly. I'm like, no, no, intuition doesn't have a plan. It's okay that I'm following the breadcrumbs. It's okay that I'm just seeing what next thing lights me up, what next thing that I desire to do. I don't have to have, everything laid out as I unfold this in my life. And I feel like there's almost a similar thing for you. You can just allow and like maybe even have a meditative moment where you kind of see yourself and intend to the universe, I'm just going to fall into this beautiful river of white light and just allow my energy to merge with that. And you're so important to this process, but it's not because of you doing everything, if that makes sense. I hope that feels resonant. So, all right. And then for the body, we have, oh, wow. So following this message with a really strong yes is this sunlight. Oh my goodness, beautiful sunlight. And you see these two children, and it's like they're picking a dandelion. And you know how, like, Blakey will bring me a dandelion. It's so sweet. It's like, here, Mom, I picked you a flower. And like, children just know it's a flower. They don't know that, I think it's such a precious thing. And that's what I see here. Just this beautiful light, just offering exactly where you are. What you have to offer, Liv, is so beautiful, so radiant, so perfect, just as it is. I feel like you can come as you are, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say it, if that resonates, but that's what I feel. Come as you are. Delight in the little things. Just delight in the little things. Be so present that you notice the little tiny joys, the little tiny things. This has been such a pivotal year, such a difficult year. I think it's easy to feel the uncertainty is so big, or to feel like the future is so impending, or to feel the past is so like it took so much from us. And I think it's very difficult right now in this time to be very present and just see the little joys. I actually I might send it to you. Someone just sent me a book that they said might help with that. It's like 365 days of like just choosing little tiny joys and gratitude and keeping a gratitude journal. And like it really resonated for me this morning. Like, yeah, just focusing on this very present moment, like how lovely the sun is shining today. How lovely these two children found a dandelion to pick. So, all right. And the last card, Spirit. Take care of your body. This card always comes up for me around needing self-care, and I don't know, what your self-care regimen is like, or I know you're always talking about the fur babies and the feather babies and how you care for people and do things. And this message would feel very, very much to me that it's about taking care of you too. And I feel that same image, almost this mother energy holding her child. And that is like, if you can, I don't know if you have a deity, like I can think of like mother archetype or mother energy. If you can almost imagine that just that mother archetype. I know it's difficult. Like I think your own mother's relationship is not a holding relationship in that way. So I would offer to you to whatever mother archetype, whether Mama Earth resonates, or Pachamama, or I'm trying to think of another, Gaia. That's interesting. I feel like I said this before, so I don't know if this came up last week, but there's a need for you to interact with that feeling of just being held and loved. You know how, in a perfect world, how a mother just loves her child. It doesn't matter whether the child is, this or that or the other. The mother just loves their child. It's like how I love Blakey. There's nothing he could do to separate his love from me, or my love from him is what I mean. There's nothing he could do. I love him, whatever he does, whether he's been naughty or nice. So I would just offer to you to express, like, bring that love into your life by doing something for yourself, even if it's buying yourself some flowers, or just going for a walk and listening to your favorite song, just doing something that would almost seem counterintuitive, or just something that doesn't feel like it's, I'm trying to think, like there's almost a feeling like on the spiritual path, how you have to do certain things, like what was coming through in the first card, doing certain things to affect certain results. And it's like, just be, just be in the moment. Do what you would love to do in the moment, whether it's listen to a song, buy yourself flowers, um, interact simply just as a child would, without any preconceived feeling of what should be happening in that moment. So I hope that resonates, Liv. But isn't that a beautiful card? I just love that image. All right, so now let's ask specifically what's coming through for you with this this pain. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to look at my phone really quick just to get your exact words so I don't miss that. Okay, so shoulders, neck, and base of head. Shoulders, neck, and base of head. What's going on? And of course, we're looking at this spiritually. I think, you know, some things are already kind of coming through that kind of answer that, but let's just see what card comes up. Let's just see what card comes up here. No. I always trust my hands will know what card. My hands will know what card. Okay. There we go. All right. This is the card that comes through. And I'm very drawn to the raven skull. I've been seeing a lot with ravens. I would offer that, especially this being a 9 card, the raven calling out to me, literally calling, that there are shifts and changes happening, and whether you have evidence those or not, especially like how the tower came up earlier. I mean, you've got big cards coming up. We've drawn 4 cards and 2 of them have been major arcana. I would offer there's changes in the wings for you, and these may even be physical changes. I feel like they're good changes. I mean, with the sun coming through, the sun is the most positive card in the tarot deck. So, oh, that's 3. You've pulled 3 major arcana. Oh my goodness, 3 major arcana out of 4. Holy wow, Liv. Okay, so yeah, there's big things. And whenever I see that many major arcana in that tiny of a spread, it really does feel like these are destiny moments. These are moments that you basically choose how you interact with them. It's not like you're causing them. It's not like you're creating them in a way. It's almost like the universe is bringing them in and you're co-creating by how you interact. And like I said in the beginning, I feel like as you yield into that energy, it's going to be so much more easeful. But there are changes coming through. This is a 9 card. And what I feel like is that there's something of you holding yourself almost at alert awareness, like, okay, at first I was thinking almost like the energy is in the higher chakras too. And it's like, oh, okay, that is what's coming through. There's a need to ground into those lower chakras again, to feel that just, really ground into those lower chakras, the root chakra. And that's why I think, smoky quartz, the earth energies are really coming through. That as you flow, as you feel deep into yourself, like the meditation I even did while, I was connecting with your energy, that taproot going down into Mama Earth. As you do those things, as you do the self-care that's in the 5 of Pentacles, and the 5 is also a card of change. 5 means change. I didn't even think about that until just this moment. It's going to make it a lot more easeful. And I feel they are good changes. They are. I mean, that sun card is a beautiful, beautiful, good change. But change is difficult. Blakey's taught me that. I mean, I feel that too. But Blakey has taught me that change, no matter good or bad, is difficult. I watch him go through, like, he'll get like his new tricycle and he's excited and yet he's stressed out about it. It's something that's beautiful in his life, but it's stressful because for him it represents a new challenge. And change is just hard for him. He teaches me so much about our own spiritual path. And that's what I feel like there's something going on here where you're like bracing for what's coming. And so I feel like the message is just to breathe, feel that earth energy. And I think what kind of came through in the previous 3 cards is what's going to be so helpful for you. The yielding, the self-care, the being in that present moment and just enjoying the little tiny things. It's going to help you navigate these bigger energies that are all around you, apparently. These are big, big energies, Liv. There's big changes happening. So, and if you're not aware of them yet, it's okay. You're aware of exactly what you need to be at the right time. But I think you're such a sensitive, you can already feel it. Your body's already picking up everything that's shifting. And so you have a very wise body. Our bodies are so beautiful. I don't know if you've read anything by Clarissa Pinkola Estes. She's the one that wrote Women Who Run with Wolves. She also wrote an Audible book called The Body as Consort, or something about the glorious body, something like that. I'm not getting the title exactly right. but she spoke to that, like how magical our bodies are, you know. Like I spent my whole beginning of my first half of my life, you know, as a fundamentalist Christian, being told my body was evil. And now I'm realizing, oh my goodness, the body's so magical. It's how we interact. It's the liminal space, how we interact between spirit and flesh, and you know, that beautiful interchange. Our body senses things, and that's what I think is happening here. Your body is knowing that there's a change in the wings, and it's just, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. Tower, Sun, and Hermit. We got a lot of energy coming up here. But I see this hermit, like she's traveling to a new place. I feel like this is a reflection of you. You can see her walking stick, and she's moving, and the raven echoes that to me too. So something in your life is shifting, and I don't know that it's a physical move, but something will be changing in your life. So you can help it by just doing those things we talked about. Now I feel very strongly I want to draw this card for you, a blessing card from Lucy. I don't know if you have this deck or not. I don't know if we've ever talked about it. I don't use it often, but it called to me for you, and it felt very important to give you a blessing through this time. So, all right, what blessing can most help in this moment, be most what Liv needs? Okay. Look at that. A blessing where once there was division. A blessing for unity where once there was division. It's so beautiful. I love seeing the hare in this card. Hares, rabbits, they always to me mean luck. You know, it's kind of like the rabbit's foot, you know, that kind of feeling. It's also a 12 card, which would break down to a 3. But feeling that that shift and that change, that hanged man energy of like shifting perspective. And I think that's kind of been an overall overarching feeling in this reading. It's about less about feeling the past and the present. That's kind of what I feel is coming through for you, Liv, that you're just very aware of the two, you know, like this place where you're aware of all these other energies, you know, what's happened in this past year, what's coming in. And it's just so important to be right in this moment for you. I think of a mantra that might help: be here now. Be here now. And that's what I feel in this card. It's like there's just a lot of your mind's going a million different directions. That's what I feel. So a blessing of unity where once there was division. So almost like being able to bring all the disparate parts of yourself in and being able to just be here now. That feels so important. So I hope that helps, dear one. I hope that brings clarity and insight. I just love this image. Isn't that beautiful? Like her third eye, you know, seeing what she needs to see. Again, like what came through last week, this blessing on your third eye. Something's developing. And that could be part of the changes. That could be part of what's, you know, because I don't feel like it's a physical move as much as it's a spiritual one. But that really, yeah, it's like a tag along on last week's message. Something's opening up inside of you, and it's not easy. It's a gift, but it's not easy. It's like this third eye development and this being able to see. I'm wondering if you're going to be having more visions. And it's a lot, you know, it's a lot to take in. Someone once said, you know, it's like important to take care of yourself when these parts of you begin opening up, because we all want that psychic development, third eye, but then you realize like what's entailed as that starts to happen. It can be very like, whoa, you know, it's like being on a roller coaster ride. It can be a little bit intense. So really, I think the self-care is very important. The be here now, the present. But there's something very important with that part of you expanding in a very powerful way. It's a very, very blessed thing, a very lucky thing. But with that comes the need for, you know, navigating in a way that takes care of you. So anyway, Joanne, oh, I'm sorry. I hope you can't hear those beeps. I forgot to close out Facebook before I started the camera. And so now I can't move because I don't want to stop the camera, but hopefully you can't hear those beeps. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending you so much joy. I'm sending you a big hug, my dear soil sister. You mean so much to me. And thank you again for the honor of going to the cards again for you. I love doing this for you. It's such a wonderful thing. So as always, so much love, so many blessings, and I will hear you very, very soon. Thank goodness for WhatsApp.